Namaste, Vitruvians. It's Friday and another spotlight. Here we are. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good, Nick. How was Dubai?
Dubai is good. Just to explain to everybody, I just got off a 16-hour flight, uh, cleaned myself up a little bit, and I have a connection to India in just a little bit after 11 here. So I'm doing a spotlight between flights here, which is kind of crazy and
You're
wild.
nuts.
But uh, I, uh, I I spent the whole flight preparing with with mediocre Wi-Fi and got a lot done and really excited. Uh, I think I think we are coming up on some pretty big. We already have some big milestones, and here we are now, both today and next Friday. We got some pretty big updates for the community, and I'm really excited about it. But for today's update, I'm sorry about my voice; it's kind of hoarse. uh, I do want to talk about a lot of things, but I will need to leave at 11. So I'm going to leave you in the able hands of Mr. Mike Purdy here at after the hour is up, and he'll continue because there's a lot more content than will fit in 1 hour, I think. So without further ado, I think we can get started. But first, the all important everywhere, no matter where, sip of chai.
Super chai.
All right. Let's get our screen on here and get going. So, welcome everyone. This is Vitruveo Spotlight. This is season 5, episode 10. It's December the 6th, 2024. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And in the Spotlight, we review for you all the events of the past week and then talk about all the exciting things that are coming up. So, let's get going. So the first thing, the big thing is that we hit 1 million vibe. As everyone knows, in at least the people watching this stream here, we had a great staking program where everyone could stake and get vibe. And I'm very pleased to report that the community responded very well, and we are all tapped out on the vibe there. What do you think, Mike?
I am beyond ecstatic. I was giving hints to this in Discord that Vibe will be sold out very soon, and that was, I think, around the 14 million dollar mark. It'll probably sell out this week. The team deliberately deferred their staking to so the community can maximize on the Vibe opportunity. And once we kind of saw things slow down, and we kind of did the math, and we felt now would be the good time to secure that. So we could probably talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But before I go there, I just want to clear the air on one thing there. We do have a significant number of Vibe that is spoken for, but not yet allocated because
Mhm.
it's going to investors, etc. And we've made those commitments. So don't be surprised if you see transactions with Vibe being allocated, because in the contract we have that on reserve. Um, we estimated 100,000. It's not going to be higher because there aren't any left. But if it's lower, which I 99.9% doubt it will be lower than that, but they are mostly spoken for. And as you know, our capital raise strategy here involves VO bundles, and Vibe is part of that VO bundle, and that is available currently on our website. So it is spoken for. So there are no new Vibe coming. It is just they are coming from an allocation that was withheld deliberately for investors, right? So I just wanted to make sure that there's no ambiguity there, pretty clear. But as Mike was alluding to, this Vibe came hand in hand with an amazing staking goal here. I'm very pleased to report that our core team is fully staked for 5 years. We believe 1 million% in the project, and don't want to leave any room for any doubt on anyone's part there. We are all in on this. We are all staked and go. I want to congratulate H, who is our co-founder in Australia, who staked 1 million Vitru, and also his ePlays allocation, which was 964,000, that is also fully staked for 5 years. So that is a huge vote of confidence in the project by all of us, and it should increase your confidence, because we are all in this for the long haul, guys. We are not in this for weeks or months or even years. We are in it for the long haul. So I definitely am, as is Mike. You've heard us say that, and it's great to welcome Age and see that same vote of confidence. Mike.
Yeah. So Vibe, we had some questions on Vibe on it. Is this something that is going to be continually marketed and that sort of thing? And the answer is no. Vibe, the intention of Vibe really is for the original investors in our protocol and our seed investors. And they're the only ones that are going to be able to take advantage of this. That being said, Vibe is an incredible piece of technology that Nick came up with, that we can model that with other verticals that we're putting forth. So Verse is an example of that, and I expect that we will see other revenue sharing models come out with future products and verticals that Vitruveo is going to onboard. So if you missed out on Vibe, not to worry, there will be other opportunities for this type of revenue sharing as you see fit. But it really does, I can't be more impressed with the community's commitment to the longevity of the blockchain. With so much uncertainty in crypto, it really does show the commitment from the community on investing in the long term of the blockchain. And having revenue sharing of a blockchain, I don't know if anything like this has been done before, where rather than trying to time the market and try to be an active trader on a coin, let's say, getting in at, say, 22 cents in a layer one blockchain, staking your Vitru, allowing you to generate substantial revenue over time is really an interesting and innovative concept. And I'm super, super excited to see the results of Vibe as we mature as a blockchain. Obviously, blockchains take a little bit, but I posted in Discord yesterday a kind of all the top 20 blockchains, how they started in terms of their launch year, their initial token offering, or their initial coin offering, what their initial circulating supply was, what their market cap was, and where they were after 12 months of after launch. And obviously, there are differences between, say, 4 years ago and today. There's some really good things, and there's some also really challenges that both times had. It's really not a price prediction, but more of a kind of a when a blockchain launches, we all have the same struggles of trying to build a community, of trying to go to market, marketing, it just really shows that we're right in pace. I sorted that chart by circulating supply, which, as you know, with a low circulating supply like Vitruveo, it really gives us a really big opportunity to maximize or have price potential as the blockchain matures. So it is very exciting. All that being said, Vibe is really exciting. All the verticals, all of the native verticals that we have on chain are going to be driving revenue to our investors in Vibe. And the price potential, the revenue, the ROI through that tool is going to be really, really amazing to see. Not only that, but we will have third-party apps that do want to participate in Vibe in exchange for maybe development services that we do, or grants, or that sort of thing. So we're really going to try to encourage all applications that build on our blockchain to participate in Vibe, so that we can really reward our early investors. And so all of your support is completely, we are grateful. And this really is our business. It's a community funded blockchain. And we're all equally invested in this. And I'm very, very grateful for the long-term commitment and the long-term perspective that the community has embraced. Yeah, so that's my take on it.
A couple of updates from me with regard to Vibe. Um, if you recollect, was it last week? I did commit to doing a 365,000 Vitru drip of a 1,000 Vitru a day to the Vibe revenue sharing pool. And I was trying to figure out ways to automate that. And Tasman was really nice and sent me some code, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, I'm always thinking of what we can do with and innovative ways in which we can get community to engage in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that 365K into a special contract called a drip contract, and I'll set up a web page for it in Scope, and I invite anyone to come there and contribute any amount of Vitru. That's their drip contribution, and specify the time frame over which it has to be dripped, and the contract will automatically honor that and send the funds on that schedule to the Vibe rev share contract. So people will see. I call it drip because it's going to essentially take a chunk and drip it over time. And the reason it's good to kind of do that is because you see a steady state, of revenue growth in that contract. So I'll be launching that soon, and I invite anyone who wants to contribute to our community to come and basically drop their extra Vitru in there that they want to support the community with, and that'll be available. The second thing I want to talk about is on every Friday, I wear something red here to honor the service members. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have my luggage with me, but I do have a little bit of red. I just want everyone to know I remembered. I did not forget. I just logistics didn't work in my favor. And the third thing about Vibe is that there are two issues currently with the Vibe contract that people are anxious to have resolved. One is people want to split and merge their Vibe denominations. And the second one is there's a number of people, I would say roughly 10, 15 people whose Vibe, I think there's an indexing problem, has not worked out. So one of the things we want to do in order to resolve both those issues is once things have settled down and we've cleared some of the investor vibes, etc., we want to redo the Vibe contract. And so what we'll do is we'll take it offline for a couple days and resurrect it with all those problems sorted out. So just know that that will come. We'll give you a heads up, uh, and uh, uh, and it'll be back, and then everything will be back to normal. All right. So that is it. Let's continue with our program here of updates here. So Mike, you want to talk about the coin and the token?
Yeah. So it's really been great to see since we've taken the circuit breaker off our native DEX, and really to see get a pulse of where we are before. That's kind of a part of our pre-list strategy, is because of we had a significant amount in active supply with the team and with our OG holders. We wanted to make sure that we finish out our staking and locking in and increasing our TVL for the protocol. It's been great to see the Vitru price. We hit an all-time high, I think yesterday. It might have been around 0.28. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I wasn't monitoring the price all day. But there's definitely been some price action and buy pressure on the coin. We've stabilized at around 22 cents. We've got strong resistance at that price. We're in perfect alignment for our pre-list strategy. I'm very, very happy about that. And that's something that we've been working very, very hard on, so that we have a successful list, and we don't have as much price volatility with too large of an active supply. So that is going really well. In terms of Vitro plan, we'll have some updates on that next week. Next week is going to be a very big spotlight. We're going to be rolling out a very detailed plan on our list strategy and the exact plan that's going to take place for the entire protocol, and how that's going to work, hard dates that we're going to meet. And we're going to get into marketing. We're going to get into a lot of content next week. So that's going to be a very exciting, probably the biggest spotlight I think we've ever done is going to be next week. So I'm very excited about that. In terms of our staking progress, as we mentioned, the currently staking is 17.1 million in TVL, which is incredible, with 10,915 active stakes, which is incredible. And then Nick, why don't you cover the scope updates?
Yes. So thanks for that, Mike. As you all know, I've been working on two features in Scope, a calculator and dashboard. What I want to do is show you the dashboard right now. It's on my local. I haven't deployed it yet. I was thinking of deploying it, but then I realized that, you know what? Don't ever deploy anything and then hop onto a plane where you're going to be out of pocket for a couple of hours, and things go wrong. So I don't want to deploy it, but I will show you what's going on here. So we're getting to the point now where a lot of the allocations have basically made their way to their destinations, and we have clarity now on the different buckets, etc. So with this dashboard, what you're going to be having is real-time visibility into lots of different buckets here. It's not deployed yet. This is working locally, but you'll have the total supply, circulating supply, what's in the treasury, what's the active supply. It's just a matter of calculating everything. One of the other things we are doing right now is in order to make it very, very easy for people to know which accounts are associated with sort of the protocol and buckets, etc. We are moving all balances, etc., into accounts that all begin with CA. There'll be CA01, CA02, and etc. It stands for community account. So you when you go and look at the blockchain top holders on Explorer, you'll see a bunch of CA accounts there, and that then you'll know that those are all community accounts. But this dashboard is going to give you, in addition to the supply and all that, it's going to give you the current price, the current block number, and all of that. So if you just want a quick pulse on what's going on, this will do the trick. We're going to add percentages here because I think numbers are fine, but absolute numbers for most humans are hard to process, but percentages are much easier. So we'll be adding percentages here, so you have an idea of what percentage is at stake, what percent is vesting, what percent is in different contracts, and so on and so forth. So, but this is going to give you a 100% accounting of the entire circulating supply, and even as it rebases, all those numbers will change because it is a real time. And yeah, we'll put a little hover indicator next to each of these, where if you hover, it'll tell you exactly what the source of that number is, and explains it to you, because not everybody is familiar with some of these terms. So that is there, and what you're looking at here is the revised excuse me, scope that I will push out. So it will have the calculator also. So that is in play, and you'll be able to do what ifs, etc. One of the things you'll notice here is that this has only 3 input buckets here: the top, Vitru Vibe. There's a fourth one I want to put on here, which is verse. So we want to be able to have you model that also in there. So my goal is to push out the dashboard first, which will be roughly within the next 24 hours. And then we'll get the calculator out. So let me go back to the deck here, and we'll talk about when we do that. So for that, let's first give an exhibit update, and I'll talk about verse. So quick, this is one of those weeks where we are doing heads down development, so we don't have anything to show, but I do want to let you know that true level and storage development is on track. And the team amazed me. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday, because I had given them the art cards UI and the requirements just the day before, and yesterday they showed me the art cards site already up, and with all the UI requirements that were already provided, already done. And so that is certainly very, very fast tracked. The last update there is I want to thank Mystique, Pam, V, Tina, and others, Southern, who are leading up the effort. And please forgive me if I forgot anyone. My mind is not fully active right now after this 16-hour flight. But they've formed a committee to analyze AI artworks and come up with a standard to categorize them. So we want to score AI artworks and analyze them using external services and come up with a standard. Just like we are doing it for creators, we want to do it for AI artwork also. So what our vision is that when you see an AI artwork, there's going to be an auto-generated score on it that tells you how much AI was used in it, and so you can decide, what your level of comfort is with working with or acquiring AI art, and that will be there for you. We don't intend to judge. We don't intend to prescribe anything. We're just saying, here is our analysis, and here is the score. Do what you want to with it. That's basically the approach we are taking. All right, now let's go on to something big. I'm very, very excited to announce that we're going to have a very special flashlight on Sunday, 2 days from now, on December 8th at the same time. And we're going to do a verse community activation. This is only for our community. And what we want to do is set it up so you can acquire a verse with Vitru and Vitro. But of course, we need to give you the information you need to decide how you want to, how much, if any, you want to acquire. And so simultaneously at that flashlight, we will also launch the calculator, which will have the vibe and verse projections in there, which will give you all the tools you need in order to get going. I put some little teaser images in there. Elastic, Eternal, that's for you to figure out, or between now and Sunday. But on Sunday, we will reveal what those are and what those mean. They have a very, very deep and important meaning. And Sunday, we'll talk about it. I will be a little rested and be able to explain things better and demo things also better. But please do join us on Sunday for that very special flashlight, and you'll be able to make a decision on whether you want to get in. Now, keep in mind, this is an early activation just for our community, and it does not involve any outside investors or anybody. You need to be holding Vitru or Vitro in order to participate in this activation. All right, our next topic then is a Keynote video recording, and for that, let's go to Mike.
Yeah. So we put out a little teaser. As you know, part of our pre-list strategy is really to revamp the website, make it look a little less like a white paper and techie, and get it more interactive, and really use it as a home base, really to explain the ecosystem rather than people having to read heavy text and try to go through all the different links in order to gather information or read a white paper, GitHub, that sort of thing. We're going to produce a keynote, and we've produced 3 different keynotes, one for explaining the Vitruveo ethos, the vision, the problems we're solving, explains the protocol, the rebasing component, and then we did a separate keynote for Xibit for that landing page. So when artists, affiliates, galleries come to the website, they'll have a very, very clear understanding of what makes Xibit different. And then the final thing, the final keynote that we did was our launch strategy, which is really driven. It's going to be probably a 60-day usage for that particular video. And that really goes into detail on what our going to market and our value propositions are for new investors, new holders. So it was definitely great. We probably spent about 4 or 5 hours kind of going through all the content, doing multiple takes, and now we're putting together the media right now, which Age is currently going to be working on. So expect some development updates on that next week. But it was a lot of fun. And obviously with green screen, we're going to have some animations. We're going to have a lot of really fun different things that are going to be included in those videos. So Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And Nick came down to Southern California to do the filming. I had one of my video guys take care of everything, and we're on our way. We're on our way. So, but yeah, Nick, that's covers that.
All right. Yeah, it was definitely fun, and it was definitely, uh, let me just say, a novel experience to do 8 or 10 takes of saying the same thing again and again and again. I don't know how actors do it, man. Oh my! Especially since these are like 5 or 6, 7 minute talks. Just do it again and again, and just hope I don't fumble it this time. You know, but yeah, it was definitely fun. All right, moving along, we are going to talk about community projects. But before we go in there, Mike, I do have to drop off. But do you think we should take any questions that are there before that, so that I can then drop off? And you know, let me see if there are any
Yeah,
questions here.
let's do it. This question is, how many verse will there be?
Find out on Sunday.
Find out on Sunday. Okay. There was another question about will the validators be a part of that calculation, or is there going to be a separate one for them? So I'm not sure if we want to publish validator income or publicly, but it's that's going to be your call on that.
Yeah, I think because we are talking about basically less than 400 people who are validators, uh, I really want to see a strong validator portal being created with tools, etc., for all kinds of things, not just about income, but also uptime measurement, etc. And so, as we talk to the validator team, that's, I think, what the validator registry is going to kick things off. We got that smart contract going now. So everything validator related, I think we'll keep it separate, because it's really a very unique thing. It's not applicable to most people, and they'll be confused by that if you put it in general purpose things.
Yeah, I do. If you don't mind, Nick, I do want to address this one comment because there was some talk in the creator community about this, and I think you and I should definitely address it right now.
Sure.
Um, this creator says, I sold my first art even after all artists are KYC verified. Our art sold and 95% is forced to stake. Where is our freedom? Where is it written on the website? So let's tackle this
Yeah,
one.
I'm
Nick,
happy
do you
to.
want to start, and then yeah, and then
Yeah,
I can tag on it.
yeah, yeah. So this is why every opportunity for the past almost 6 months now, when we go on a video, we post anything, even on the website, we've been very clear. Only the artists who don't need income right now should be on Vitruveo, because we are developing as we go, and people who believe in the vision should come on board. This says even after all artists are KYC verified. That is untrue. No artist is currently KYC verified, because our program, True Level, is still in development and will be launched soon. What you're talking about is we do some basic moderation to make sure that it's a real human being, and not a scammer. Because what happened is, at the initial launch, we were deluged with scammers. We had so many of them, and it cost us a lot of money. So we've been very active and making sure that they are genuine, authentic artists. It says here, our artist sold and 95% is forced to stake. Nope, no one is forcing anything. You're happy. You, just like at all platforms, we have a waiting period. And the current waiting period is basically until we are fully listed on a centralized exchange. So we have given artists lots of opportunities to participate in increasing their income with Vibe, etc. But you don't have to stake. You can just let your funds sit in your vault, and once there is enough liquidity. The problem is that you're dealing with a new blockchain here. You might be coming into this with the idea that this is a developed marketplace, but it's not. We are in beta right now. We are still developing. There isn't enough liquidity. So you just got to be patient and join the community. There's a lot of exciting things happening, a lot of feedback we get from artists, etc. And so we don't expect any artist to be forced to do anything. Please leave your funds in your vault. When we have enough liquidity, you'll certainly be able to get it all. Where is our freedom? Well, all I can say is Vitruveo is probably the most free any artist is ever going to be on the blockchain, because the blockchain that we've created is entirely for artists from the bottom up. Everything we do is for artists. So This is just an exaggeration. As I said, where is it written on the website? Well, we've been having a conversation. It's everywhere. I'll make sure to put a note on the website. Also, we had it on there at the onset. But yeah, I think it's important to understand that we are the blockchain for artists. We are on your side, and there's nothing heavy-handed going on here. And it's important to note that if you're here right now, you're here because you support the vision, and you're not in here to flip and immediately sell, because that is what all the scammers were doing, and causes harm. So over to you, Mike.
Yeah. So I completely understand the perception here, but the narrative is very different. The first thing that I would say, as Nick spoke to, is that whenever we launched Xibit, we were very clear from the beginning, and we've been trying to, over the past, I don't know, month and a half, on every Friday, with the spotlight, as well as our community leads, Pam and Doc. We've really been trying to do our best to educate artists that we're in beta, and we're going to have restrictions on the vault just in the beginning, and those restrictions will be lifted prior to list. So maybe in another, in January, we're not going to have any of these restrictions whatsoever. So that's the first part. The second part is the ethos of Vitruveo and Xibit, which is creating lifetime income for creators. The whole goal of creating sustainable income for creators is going to be found in the Vitruveo coin and staking that coin. So that the idea is that during the beta launch, we were doing a creator acquisition where we were incentivizing creators come to Vitruveo. A lot of these creators were listing artwork for, say, $10 or $20, that sort of thing, on other platforms. And then they came, and we gave them the right to charge significantly more on our platform for, say, $250, $500, even up to $1,000 for a piece of artwork. And then the community, our large community, was given, VUSD to purchase this artwork as an incentive. And so if you take, let's say, 95% of 500, that brings it down that you can liquidate, $20 or $30 immediately. But all of the other Vitru is free. It's just granted to you as an incentive to stake. And as the blockchain price goes up, that Vitru becomes more and more valuable. So let's say you sold a piece of artwork for $500, in Vitru dollars. Well, once that price, goes higher, throughout the growth and maturation process of the protocol, that one $500 piece of artwork that you sold is now worth 1,000, 2,000, etc. in Vitru. So the original plan was to get creators to come in. We will buy your artwork at a a much higher price than what was listed on previous or other platforms or marketplaces, with the idea that you can stake that, create a revenue source from those purchases. And you have a very short opportunity, because Nick is doing buying blitzes, and buying blitzes is where we take VUSD, and Nick purchases artwork at very high prices for creators to develop their Vitru bag. And that bag should be staked. And then, yes, you can liquidate, 5% or whatever if you need the money right now. So, but all that being said, it's a temporary thing. We are going to be lifting all vault restrictions in January. We are in beta, and so I'm hoping that the creators will understand that, and we'll try to do a better job on our part, listing in the vaults or listing in the website, to reinforce that, because we've covered it a lot in these spotlights. But it is possible that a lot of people are not seeing the entire lives, and maybe are not in tune with some of this active information. So we'll put the onus on us, and we'll do a better job trying to communicate that. But we're probably 45 days away from those vaults being lifted from any restrictions. So that's what I would double tap on that. But we will. I talked with Pam about this, and we will do a space, and to try to echo this concern and try to make the community of creators understand what the game plan is, so that they're not caught off guard and their expectations are managed properly. So we'll definitely do a good job on that. So, but thank you for the question. I wanted to address it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we welcome all artists, but we recognize that this may not be right for some artists, and that's your prerogative entirely. We have a very clear vision. We have a great community. We've been building in the open for about a year now. Every week we showcase the progress we've made. We are very transparent on everything, but that all of that might still not be enough for some people. They might have higher expectations. And they may not be attuned with how an L1 blockchain gets developed from scratch in the open, along with a completely new and revolutionary platform for artists. And I understand that. And you know, uh, please come back later. And if you feel that you were slighted in some way or were unfair, please let us know in our Telegram, and we'll take care of you. We'll get it handled. We try and provide excellent support. We have a very, very minuscule, tiny team, but we are doing the best we can with what we've got. So yeah, if you feel like this is not a good fit for you, maybe reevaluate the platform at a later date or not at all. It's your choice. But we are here to help artists. We are here to make it possible for all artists to have a sustainable income. Our goal is long term. We don't look at it in terms of one artwork or one day or one sale. We don't look at it that way. The whole thing here, we are talking about Vibe. We have 1 million Vibe that people actively stake for because they see how valuable it is to have ongoing lifetime income. So thank you, and appreciate feedback. All right.
Very good. Where are we after
Oh
this?
wait, this same apparently this person absolutely dislikes me and has a bone to pick with me. Has not at all kept up with the news and is not informed at all. They are referring to projects that we have already provide them. For example, they refer to Nifty Dreams, not realizing that every Nifty Dreams token holder was granted Vitruveo coins and has a core NFT. They were actually already made 20x what their initial investment was. So a little bit of information, a little bit of research goes a long way, folks. All right, please
Yeah.
continue.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then if you'd like, we can definitely, if you need more support, we can definitely address some of these concerns in Discord or on the next space that Pam is going to be hosting this upcoming week. But just know that we have a game plan in order to create long-term sustainable income for creators, and that is going to be over the past 30 to 90 days or past 90 days. We went on buying blitzes to buy as much artwork as we possibly can. A lot of our creators were very grateful for that because they hadn't had sales in quite some time in other platforms. So we were basically granting them the Vitru, and they follow the direction, which is staking it or keeping it in their vault, which is totally fine as well. And then when the protocol has liquidity, once we list, they're free to liquidate all of the Vitru that they've gained from these granted coins through the buying blitzes, as well as through the coins that were granted to the community to buy your artwork. So again, the whole ethos is really to try to onboard creators. That's why we had that incentive to buy all of this artwork from our valued and loved creators. But I do understand there's a little bit of misunderstanding, and I don't want the community to be too hard on this person, because it can be a little confusing when you come into a project that's not that's in beta. There may be some expectations that weren't managed, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But just know that our heart is to build a thriving ecosystem, to onboard as many creators as possible, and really to create sustainable income for them in years to come. So that's going to be our that is the goal, and that's what we're sticking to. And then, so just keep the Vitru in your vault and wait until we list, and then you'll be in a much better position, and this won't be an issue.
Yes, great. So I think we'll go on to our next topic here. There's
Mhm.
always going to be a few people who are disgruntled. All we can do is thank them for their feedback and address their concerns as best as we can. But I do invite everyone to maybe pay a little more attention to all the information we are sharing, because there is a wealth of information there. All right, we're going to go
Mhm.
on to our next community project here. Um, and I'm going to hop off after we just introduce. So, Mike, I'll let you introduce, and we have a special guest here also.
Okay. Yes, we do. He's going to come in on the end, but I'll go through the initial slides and then we'll go from there.
All right, cool. So,
Now,
I
do you
guess
have just to clarify, Nick? I don't have the deck on the. Is that you put the deck on? I have control over that
I'll
now.
stick around for the slides, and I'll switch over to you for the video.
Okay, that works great. Okay, so yeah, let's get an update on Liftoff Monster. As you know, we do have projects that are onboarding. We have a couple of community projects that we want to support and really encourage. Liftoff Monster was announced last week, and so we wanted to kind of get to give kind of an update on that. So we'll go to next slide. So, Liftoff Monster, as we mentioned last week, is a, state-of-the-art hybrid token launchpad. And some of the details in terms of the features and benefits, we've kind of outlined them right here. It offers instant token deployment, real-world training or real-time trading, and live chart integration, redefining launchpad efficiency. There are groundbreaking bonding curves, which incorporate bonding curve mechanisms to trigger events like deflationary mechanisms and that sort of thing. So it's very robust in terms of its features and benefits and architecture. Successful bonding curve delta, instant integration with Vitrudex rewards and Vitro holders instantly through trading revenue shares, and then enhanced rewards for Vitru stakers. Automated airdrops for Vitru stakers amplified through bonding curve milestones for increased participation. So we'll get into that in just a little bit about the bonding curve explanation. And we'll go next. Some of the other benefits to the Vitruveo ecosystem are revenue sharing for LC NFT holders, which was a previous project. So this is bringing utility to those NFT holders. If you do hold an LC, I think it's Legendary Club, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll clear that up. And the OXC holders, revenue distribution through staking dApps, ensuring long-term value for holders. Boosted transaction volumes for the chain, which is amazing. Integrated real-time trading with charts, which is great. And lightning fast token deployment. So under 30 seconds, guys, you can launch your own crypto token on this platform, which is very, very exciting. Solana, the bulk of Solana is meme coin transaction. A lot of the transaction volumes are created through tokens, and this really brings a lot of utility to our blockchain. We don't just want a standalone, let's say, project. We want utility. And Liftoff Monster is a core utility, adding value to the chain and with a lot of transaction volume, which is amazing. And hard-coded deflationary mechanisms. So built-in deflationary features provided consistent monster gains, reinforcing token value. So with that being said, we wanted to play a video from the founder. And this is going to demo the actual product that's going to be released, and then we'll bring them on and we'll do a Q&A. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this to work. Stand by.
So, Mike, I'm
Obviously.
going to sign
Yep.
off here. See you all,
Okay.
and see you on the flashlight on Sunday. I'm going to take off the deck here and leave you all. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Okay, sounds good, Nick. Thanks again.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, so Nick actually had to rent a hotel room for 2 hours just for this live. So we definitely appreciate him. He's in transit right now for India, and he stopped off in Dubai for a connecting flight. So that's why the spotlight is a little abbreviated. But let's pull this in. We'll pull in the demonstration video, and then just let me know in the comments if you guys have any technical issues, and then we'll see if we can clear them up.
Blockchain, which you like to be able to, in fact, participate in Vitruveo. Connect and disconnect your wallet by a simple click. You'll be able to connect your wallet, just like I, with MetaMask or Wallet Connect. Here you go. I'm going through the connection process. It's loading. Prompts MetaMask. I execute. Boom. Boom shikatalaka. We're connected. But you see launch token now buttons and a menu. What you see here is a live feed from the blockchain, which is using a node to be able to give you live feed of every transaction, buy, sell, deployment on Liftoff. But even amazing more enough is actually you can click on any of them. And if you see these huge buys going on some token, well, maybe you need to go and take advantage of this, and you can do that with a click of a button. Okay? And if you go there, well, you'll see there's even more options. Now, menu button. Let's go from the top down. Menu button gives you a possibility to, well, double check the price of Vitruveo. This is querying the price of live of wrapped Vitruveo, i.e. Vitruveo, of the blockchain. Okay? And this permits you to quickly wrap if you need wrap Vitruveo. There you go. With a click of a button, and now all of a sudden I'm on the wrap page of Vitruveo, making it easily accessible for new people coming into Vitruveo blockchain to also get used to the ecosystem and how we function. Okay? Here we go. Let's come back. You can bridge. The same goes for bridging and all the other options available on to be able to, in fact, from if you have any tokens of Vitruveo, from Polygon, bridge over to Vitruveo USDC, swap it, trade it for Vitruveo, and wrap it for wrap Vitruveo. Okay, so everything's there for the ease of use of the customer through a beautiful UI and a user interface. Okay, and user experience is lovely. Okay, let's go back. Now, what is this? And what are you seeing here? What you're seeing here, folks, is live stats. The same way that the banner is feeding you live transactions, you will just in a short moment be able to see how with every transaction that all of us are going to be doing on this launchpad, all of these numbers are just going to be exploding. Let's go from left to right. Total volume in wrapped Vitruveo. Total volume since inception of the platform in wrapped Vitruveo. Total volume in wrapped Vitruveo since 24 hours. Amount of users. A wallet connected is a user. Make sure to connect your wallet. Simple task, increase the amount of users. Just imagine people coming in and all this volume, all this movement, all these users popping up more and more and more. And hence giving Vitruveo even a bigger stance in the layer 1 blockchain sphere as a most promising blockchain to date. Now, next, liquidity. Yes, the amount of liquidity which thanks to this platform that has been generated, the amount of tokens that have been deployed, and most importantly, a live tracker, much like the one which you have here. Okay, but this englobes all of Vitruveo, right? This here is the one for only Liftoff. Vitruveo tokens paid out directly to the Vibe contract, and you'll be able to tell here live. Okay? Now, we scroll down, and what you see here is the dashboard of all the tokens that are deployed. As you can see, there you can filter by the newest that have been deployed. You can filter by the oldest that have been deployed. You can filter by market cap. You can filter by volume, by KYC. Okay? So plenty of ways to filter the tokens on the platform. Okay? And this be able to, for you, if you're searching for a token in particular, find it faster. Okay? Now, let's go back to All right. So, all right. Now we're going to go ahead and create a token, and you'll be able to see live what you need to do it. And I'm going to try and live up to my word that it's under 60 seconds. Okay. No, but I'm going to go slowly for the demonstration purposes. But let's go. So here we go. You've clicked create a token on the Vitruveo blockchain. Here you are. And what you need to do first thing, of course, is read the disclaimer. You're launching a token on the Vitruveo blockchain. Please ensure and read carefully and understand all provided instructions. Everything with an asterisk is obligatory and cannot be changed. So image, name, ticker, description, and token supply. So click to upload or drag and drop a picture, PNG, or GIF, 512 kilobytes maximum. So let's go ahead and try and find 512 kilobytes. What should we do? Let's go with this one. All right. Honey. We're releasing the Honey token, HNY, Honey token. All right. Honey token. Okay, now we need at least 120 to 200 characters. All what is you see here is because so that it looks beautifully on the dashboard. Everybody has the same parameters. You differentiate yourself by the marketing you do for your tokens outside of the ecosystem. Project video, so you can include your project video, which will show up instead of the preview here image, okay? And instead of that preview, you will see, in fact, that video on your token trading page. Furthermore, white paper link. So let's go ahead and post, a Google link. You can add socials if you like. So for example purposes, let's just add Twitter and Telegram. Then you choose the amount of tokens you want. And as you can see, it's set to 1 million minimum. So let's go with today's date, 6th of December, 2024, 000. All right. You have the option, folks. You have the option if you require to circumvent any first buys by being the first one to buy for your treasury or other purposes. You can, in fact, buy tokens prior to the listing. Okay. So you can buy them if you need. Right here, you choose the amount you want, and you can buy the amount you want. Okay. So there we go. That's all we need. In less than 60 seconds, I have now filled it up. I could go faster, but I'm explaining, right? So 3, 2, 1, boom, shakatakalaka. Let's go. Launching token. It's loading. It's about to prompt MetaMask. Prompting MetaMask. All right. Approving the transaction, the amount to spend, and then the transaction. There's 2 transactions on MetaMask. Okay. And now I've confirmed it. 3, 2, hands off, 1. And almost there. Liftoff. There you go. So your token is created, and now you can see it in Explorer or directly from your MyCoins page. If you want to have KYC badge on your said token, you can, in fact, just join the Discord through the support here, and you can see it. So we're going to open both of these and check them out. We've opened MyCoins. Look at that. I just released with you your token called Honey. And it's there, Honey token on the Vitruveo blockchain. Market cap, okay, number of tokens, today's date, 6th December, right? Let's go and check it out. Let's check it out. All right, there it is. Look at it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, well. All right, now what we need to do is, in fact, have a transaction. So we need to go and buy, right? So here I go, and I'm going to buy for 10 wrapped Vitruveo. All right, it's going through. You can see the description appears here. As we just inputted it together, we put a white paper link, which was Google, right? So if I click on white paper, well, there you go. It opens Google. Okay. Okay, come back to this place. All right. Honey was just bought with a transaction of $9.99. And the chart is live. There you go. You need one transaction for the chart to go live. Folks, what you witnessed just now is a deployment of a token, instant trading, and you can see it now here. Now let's see a little bit more and dive deeper into it. Okay, so I just bought 10 wrapped Vitruveo. Let me go ahead and buy 100 whilst we check out everything else. So we were waiting for Deck Screener. No need. We made our own. That's how we do. That's how we roll with Vitruveo, right? Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna come down here. You see the transactions are picking up. I just bought for 10 wrapped Vitruveo. The transaction is showing up here. I just bought for 100. It's showing up here, and green candles are starting to be formed, right? Let's go ahead and buy for another 100. Okay, and now let's scroll down. So as you can see, white paper worked. Honey, the ticker that you chose when we created the token. The description that we put on the token when we deployed it. We didn't put any YouTube video, so for now we got this beautiful honey bear picture, contract address. So let's go ahead and check out Explorer. Okay. So I just put that contract address, which we just deployed together. And as you can see, Honey is already on the blockchain. Everything is reading off. There's transfers have been made and transactions are going through. Okay, perfect. It's already trading and already live. Now, you see, we came down here. I told you that every market cap starts with $1,084. Well, as there's already been buys, the market cap has obviously moved. And for you to see just how much and just be able to tell the difference, let's go with 1,000 wrapped Vitruveo buy and see how that impacts the market cap and everything else. Okay, scroll down here. Come to the interesting part. Okay, transaction went through. Should appear instantly, and you'll see it update here. Successful token buy, and boom, 1,708 market cap, and the bonding curve has moved. Yes, these bonding curves are live. It can tell where you are towards your goal of achieving this bonding curve. And when you do, well, the first thing you get is a tweet from Liftoff.monster. You have put in the work, so now you get rewarded. Oh boy, I wasn't sharing the screen. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that again. Oh, my bad. Okay, so let's do it again. Another 1,000 wrapped Vitruveo buy. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Apologies. So $1,708 market cap. You can see it there. Transaction went through. I'm gonna accept the transaction right now. I'm confirming it. 3, 2, 1, confirm. Okay, let's see it update here. Watch closely. Watch that bonding curve. Watch it closely. Boom, $2,297 bonding curve, and it's moved. Yes, in fact, it's moved. That's what happens on this platform. When you achieve that bonding curve, you get a tweet from Liftoff. Remember, we added X and Telegram links, Google, right? So these two appear. The rest we didn't add them a deployment, so they don't appear. Now, you all want to know what is included in a bonding curve delta. So you've put in the work. You've deployed your token. You've built it up. People are buying. People are making profits, right? So now, well, you get another tweet from Liftoff.monster officially saying, well, you've reached 2/3 of the threshold of bonding curve gamma. All the members of the Twitter know that, well, you're very close. You're just 1/3 of the way to get to delta and experience crazy price action even more. So it's in their best interest to follow the Twitter and hence buy your token at that instant before you reach there to make even more profits, right? So next off, when you reach full maturity, you get a tweet from Liftoff.monster confirming you've reached and you get an auto LP injection into the Vitruveo swap, which is giving you your Vitruveo tokens DEX fees, because in fact, right now, all the buys and sells are going directly through the platform, right? So I can go ahead, sell 50%, etc. They're going directly through the platform. But as soon as the LP is injected into the Vitruveo DEX, well, all the buys and sells from here actually don't benefit anymore here, because they benefit Vitruveo token holders and not, okay? So because they're on the DEX already. So as soon as it's injected on the DEX. Now, you get tweet from Vitruveo saying that, well, in fact, there's another airdrop in LC and OXC influx of APY is confirmed. 1% of the buy and sell taxes of Liftoff are voided. Now you're using the buys and sells, and you can see the charge as if they were on Vitruveo DEX, but there is no more fees. The fees are only Vitruveo DEX fees. And there's an injected perpetual LP lock. And finally, and most importantly, is the liquidity monster burn price Liftoff, i.e. the name of the platform. There is a Liftoff monster action, which happens here automatically, a deflationary mechanic, which permits you to gain even more monster gains. Okay, so let's go ahead and check something which I really want to show you. So we're back on the Vitruveo on the Liftoff homepage, right? We're in the dashboard, and look at that. We just deployed Honey, right? HNY. We're seeing it live in the feed. Sell Honey, buy Honey. We just did this. And look at that, the Vibe contract. If anybody remembers, we're at single digits before we deployed this. We're already at double digits of Vitruveo that has gone to directly into your live meter, right? Now, look at that. Look at that. You remember, it was 704 when we started. It's 718. There you go. Everything works beautifully, folks. It is a masterpiece. Let's come back here. Okay, so let's go here. So now you can see these heart option. What is that? Well, this heart option basically permits you to follow tokens, okay? If you want to purchase a token in particular, you can just heart them and it'll appear in your following tokens. My coins, well, those are the ones that you've deployed yourself, and you can see them here, my coins, okay? It will read automatically the market cap that you have obtained, the number of tokens you have, and everything else. So I can click anywhere I want, right? Just right there. I clicked and I saw the contract address. Okay. Now, next thing is an important feature. Now, imagine there is a transaction going on. So I'm going to initiate a transaction on my end, okay, from here. So you can see this screen. We have here, and I'm going to put it, you see static, I'm going to put it live. Now we're on live. The same way as above here, you see the live feed of all the transactions, buys, sell, deployments that are coming through. Well, folks, I'm about to do something as well. And let's see what happens when this live feature is enabled. When this live feature enabled, and just imagine there's hundreds of tokens deployed, right? You want to be able to see the one that has the most action, but there's things happening. You put up the live feature, and now all of a sudden, well, you'll be able to tell exactly where there is the action, not only on the rolling banner on the top, but actually on your dashboard to see all the tokens that are in fact being traded. There you go. Honey just lit up. I just initiated a sell and it just lit up. And you can see my sell just right now this second, and the graph is forming. Okay. Oh, just gotta refresh. There you go, right there. I just sold, and it's just forming. Now, there's trades. You can see the chart trading list. There's also holder distribution. Now, this is an important thing to note. We've spoken about Vitruveo airdrop and also about the rev share for Legendary Club, NFT, and OXC holders. Now, here, what you see, in fact, is three different things. I've sold all my honey tokens. As you can see, I don't have any. But, however, there's 3 wallets. Yes, for those of you that know, we have exactly 4,211 NFTs. So what you see here is 0.4211%, 0.4211% of a token that's deployed. And that airdrop is for the 4,211 NFTs when and if this token reaches the ultimate bonding curve, i.e. delta, then this becomes a confirmed airdrop. The same that it would go for Vitruveo with 1.57%, i.e. 2% is allocated to the airdrops. And the difference between 0.4211, 157, etc. to Vitruveo, as if that token reaches the bonding curve and is in fact then airdrop. So you put in the work, and then all of a sudden your community grows so much bigger. You have so many more holders, so many more eyes on your project thanks to your involvement. It's a participative blockchain, and we are all participating together and helping each other. Another thing you can see here is, well, of course you can switch. So you can buy amount of tokens of honey you want, switch it to just the amount of Vitruveo you want. It will always estimate the correct price at this given point of your token. Also, settings. Yes, you know, we spoke about on deployment. You can in fact, on deployment, you can in fact buy tokens prior, right? Yes, you can buy tokens prior to deploying, which circumvents any bots. We've had bots already, right? So this will circumvent those bots. And further, for your trading experience to be even better, I've set up a configuration for your slippage, enable front-running bot protection, and priority fees. So you can just put those a little bit higher and circumvent in the case that there is bots. I have anticipated this as well feature for us, okay? Voila, I hope you're all enjoying this demonstration. There is more to come. You can see that no token has reached the bonding curve yet, so there's nothing there. But this being, I believe, a beautiful demo, and I hope you all like it, because in just a matter of days, you'll be able to all enjoy it. And thank you for your time, and open to any questions. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, guys, welcome Yamat.
Hi, Mike. Hello, everybody.
Hi, great job, buddy. That was awesome. Very robust system. Takes a while to explain it, but I think the architecture, the UX, the UI is really well done. So congratulations. Thank you for that that demonstration. I want to kind of go through a couple of questions from the community. The community is definitely pumped about it. So let's kind of dive into a few of these.
With pleasure.
What is the fee to launch?
Well, my target, that's a good question, was always to keep it under $5. Currently, it would be around $2.
Okay, great. Is there an initial liquidity needed to add? How does that work?
Okay, so let's take, for instance, what is the initial market cap, right? When configuring and building this, it's important to understand a lot of parameters, right? Because you can, in fact, put in initial liquidity, but you would be using fees from the start. In this instance, every token purchased from the beginning is your liquidity. So you can deploy as many tokens as you want from 1 million, any decimal point, right? And so when you will be buying it, that token is now deposited into the liquidity. And so that's how it would work.
Okay, great. And if I want to do a sell tax for my token, or buy tax even, is that possible? And second question was, how much goes to Vibe?
Ah, the question everybody has been speculating on, right?
Yeah.
So I did
And if you
say,
don't have the answer, yet, you don't have to disclose that. You can disclose that at launch if you're still working that out. But we can at least talk about the first question.
okay. Well, I did already hint them last week that it's not single digits. Those are baby numbers. We're actually, and I mean, they can tell,
Okay.
they can do the math from the transactions on the demo and can understand how much is going there pretty much now. But
Yeah.
double digits, folks.
Amazing. That is huge. That is massive. Thank you for that. And the community is going to be blown away once this thing gets to scale. A double-digit percentage going to Vibe is going to be significant because this is not just like I said before, this is not just an isolated project. This is a utility where you have hundreds, possibly thousands of projects that are building on Vitruveo through this dApp. So it's very exciting. What about the cell tax? Have you guys factored that in yet, or is that going to be in future developments?
No, but that is a possible future development to have a little bit different sort of configurations of your smart contracts, which we can add in the future.
Yeah. Okay, great. And then what about liquidity locking? Are there going to be features at the launch, or are those going to be future developments as well?
That's a very good question, and it's something very important, I believe, to a lot. So many contracts have faults and are accessible, and so many LPs problems. And we've heard of so many rug pulls and that and the other. So it is very important not to have that sort of possibility. So I've built it that, in fact, Mike and everybody watching, each single LP from the minute it's on liftoff, the only thing it can do is once it reaches the bonding curve, the ultimate bonding curve, i.e. $27,100 market cap, that liquidity, the only thing it can do is get injected into the Vitruveo DEX. And that's it. There is no access ever by anybody, the platform, the token creator, contract, no one. If people for their communities or for their projects need tokens, they can buy them at launch prior, so they can. It actually is in the same transaction as they deploy the contract, so it circumvents any bots actually front running it. So voila, because there's no contract, so it's an immediate double transaction where they buy the tokens before if they need them. That's it. There's no manipulation or access possible, and it will be also verified. And on the audit, I will be, of course, auditing everything.
That's great. Yeah, I think any anti-fraud measures are going to be super important on the protocol to protect, the community and users of the platform. Anti-rugs, honeypots, that sort of thing. It would be great to see some developments on that. Let's see. Okay, we had another tax question. And then deployment fees, I think that we touched on that. Is that going to be the same as the cost to start a coin or a token?
Yes, so it's currently $9.98 Vitruveo, which is roughly to $2 and some cents. And that is something we can change. I don't want it ever to exceed $5, right?
Yeah, very good. And then
I want it to be very accessible and for everybody to want to deploy contracts on Vitruveo to push more volume for everybody. And once you actually, Mike, once you get the feeling, and we've done transactions, you and I, of just a couple hundred Vitruveo 1,000, we saw the price appreciations. Like when people start to understand like how it's built and what it means for gains and for their tokens launching, they can basically from the ground floor release their token and have just price appreciation. Pretty much any token, and I mean my words when I say it, any token bought which reaches bonding curve, you're set to make gains. There is no way to lose. It's configured that way. That is very amazing,
Yeah, that's great. No, that's awesome. And then we had another question here. The platform can again serve as the equivalent of a pink sale. Is that accurate to say, or would you put it different?
Well, pink sale, you set up launches, right? You set up a launch for a specific date. Here you can, anticipate a launch with your community and say you will be deploying, and then confirm the contract addresses at the time. But it's different. Pink sale, to get highlighted on pink sale as you need a lot of volume for your token that day. Every transaction, buy, sell, or deployment is highlighted on ours. As well as on, I showed the live feed on the dashboard, and as well as the live feed of the transactions going through. So much more participative and equal. We're all about having it shared equally, and not because somebody has more volume. It's just a question of transactions, deployments, activity. Activity brings more viewership, right?
Perfect. Okay. And then we had a question: will Liftoff Monster be audited prior to launch? If so, who are you considering?
Yes, will be audited, contracts as well, and the whole ecosystem. Yeah, I got someone in mind. Not that it's can't remember perhaps from my head, but yeah, there's everything.
But that'll be factored in, I think, next week, right? Whenever we do the official launch, I should say.
100%.
Okay, and let's take one more, or actually, I have a couple as well that I want to tap on. But we'll take one more from the community. Yamap, during creation, can we specify tokenomics?
Can we specify tokenomics, as in how many tokens?
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, well, the token amount they can, but I think what he's asking is, things like, treasury, team tokens, kind of a breakdown of the supply on how that would be determined. So whether that's a future development or something that's going to be active at launch, it's a good question.
Well, as you've seen on the trading page itself for the token, you can in fact see the wallets which hold those tokens, right? So you can specify to your community that these tokens which you bought prior to the launch are in fact for the team or other allocations. Yeah, everything is public. Great. You can see the exact wallets of each holders.
Okay, really good. So I guess my questions are, I wanted to end on kind of the big picture for Vitruveo, for those that are, a part of the Vitruveo system. How does this benefit the native Vitru coin? If we could speak to that. I know you touched on it, but I just wanted to clarify that.
So much. So first of all, it's a platform which requires gas, right? So the gas, the gas on this machine, and this, I call it the green, the Lamborghini green. That's the only hint I gave for months. I gave a Lamborghini green, So this Lamborghini needs gas, and the gas is Vitruveo. So you're spending Vitruveo. So it's instant spending for instant currency, which you need is Vitruveo. So it gives demand for the native token. Hence, it provides utility for it, right? Because now all of a sudden, to participate in your ecosystem, to participate in your launch, other people will need to buy Vitruveo, join the ecosystem, join Vitruveo. Also, enhancing rebasing, because so many more transactions, right? So your Vitruveo gets more rebasing, price appreciation because it drives the requirement for Vitruveo, so much more demand for it. Liquidity, right? All these liquidity pairs that are created instantly from each contract which is created. That much is more. Every single buy, so much LP is more created. Hence, stabilizing the price of Vitruveo even more with every single transaction.
Very good. And then something very similar is, what are the benefits, obviously, to Vitro? This is a big question. A lot of people have been asking about the Vitro strategy. What's going to be the plan for Vitro? So can you talk about how this is going to benefit Vitro?
Sure. So there was a lot of speculation. Will there not be bonding curves? So yes, we have bonding curves, and yes, we have two. And in fact, when that bonding curve happens, that delta, the ultimate bonding curve on the platform, the ultimate maturity of your token, well, it's integrated, the LP from the platform is directly integrated into the Vitruveo DEX. What does that mean? Well, all of a sudden, all the fees are voided from the platform. You can still trade on the platform, but you'll be utilizing the Vitruveo DEX, i.e., you're gaining Vitruveo DEX fees, right? The DEX token fees. Vitruveo is the DEX token. So getting those fees from there. And those holders will achieve a trading fees of all those trading fees generated by that DEX. And of course, there's no more taxation at that point. So that is, in fact, just like it's similar on, for those that know, Pump.fun, for example, they integrate on Radium, right? But with a much more bigger market cap, something around $69,000, and they release tokens at $4,000 market cap. We're releasing it at $1,084. The pumps are even so much more important. The price appreciation is so much more important, and it's so much less as hard to get on the Vitruveo DEX than that is on Radium.
Okay, very good. And then what's going to be your launch strategy in terms of marketing, and how are you going to position yourself and market the project to generate volume, to increase exposure for the project?
Right. So focus is on creating organic excitement. Here we are already talking about it, creating excitement, leveraging all the possible upcoming opportunities, releasing tweets, videos, building awareness, explaining the benefits of it, and anticipation, right? More of a soft launch, and then designed to prioritize more of the loyal community while preparing to captivate a broader attention. And I also hope very much that we can leverage Vitruveo's momentum listing on centralized exchanges, and this wave of increased visibility to millions of people thanks to those upcoming centralized exchange listings, and ensuring all those potential eyeballs can in fact see our platform there.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Okay. We did have a question by Biz, which is, can you explain bonding curves a little bit? Because you've used that term a little bit in the presentation. You've touched on it right now. Can you explain what that means?
Okay. A bonding curve in our instance, and in most in our instance, is a target. Okay. It's a target which we need to reach. And the target is set, the parameter to set it is a market cap. So we've set a parameter for bonding curve. That bonding curve ensures certain events. So think of it as an event, right? So when we reach a certain market cap, certain events are triggered. So that's why we call it bonding curves. So it's basically the incubation of your token, incubation period. And once you've sufficiently acquired enough holders, enough market cap, right? Because you've grown that market cap, well, you've achieved the bonding curve, and hence you're rewarded automatically.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. And then are you going to be doing, in terms of your launch, your beta launch, are you going to be doing a whitelist, or are you just diving in and going into to do the public beta launch? What's your strategy there?
I think we need to talk about it a little more. I think maybe we can whitelist for the beginning. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So do you want to reveal any more here or today, or?
Well, we have another spotlight that's going to be on 12/14. So that leads me to my next question: is launch date?
Okay. So the target boys and girls and everybody watching, and I did speak about a couple days, is I really like this beautiful date, 12/12/2024. My tentative target is the 12th of December 2024, i.e. in 6 days. Tentative, i.e., I'm going to do my best. Everybody's working around the clock. So there's a lot of things to do. There's, of course, the audits and other. So we'll doing our best. But you've already seen a lot of it work seamlessly. So we're reaching the final steps here. That's it. So you'll be able to very soon be able to trade and utilize this whole platform before the centralized exchange listings and grasp all this momentum for Vitruveo. Yeah.
Very good. And then with the launch, is that going to have the white paper, the web link, all of that? Is that all going to be released on that 12/12 kind of goal, or will that be released before?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything's already on the website. Privacy policy, terms and conditions, white paper, everything's already written up and on the website. on the staging, in the
Okay.
staging area. Everything's there. Yeah.
And what's the website address?
Liftoff.monster.
Monster.
There you go.
Yeah, that's kind of a freebie. Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys. There was another question about the sales tax. There was definitely some interest on that. So you spoke that might be in a future future development in terms of buy and sell taxes on the tokens. So more to come on that. And I think we're good. Yeah, so Yamap, thank you so much. Great job. Congratulations. We'll look forward to the launch, and we'll have a future update on our next spotlight, and we'll bring you in for an update, okay?
Thank you for having me. Have a blessed weekend, and God bless Nick Caliani. God bless Mike Purdy, and God bless Vitruveo and all of you. Have a lovely weekend. All was a pleasure. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
having me.
Thanks, Max. Take care. Okay, guys, that kind of concludes everything. I do want to take some questions before we end. There were a couple that I had starred, so I want to make sure I'm flying solo. So usually it's easier with both of us to kind of navigate through some of these questions, but I'll definitely take some and see if we can go through a few of them. I do want to say that one of the things that we're going to be doing is revamping Discord. I didn't really hint to that earlier. But we will be cleaning up Discord, getting rid of a lot of the old channels. We are going to, we've got a strategy on new holders that are coming into the ecosystem to filter out some of the legacy conversations that take place either in general or the OG chat. New holders, when they come into Discord, will not obviously see the OG chat. The general will have certain filters that are in place to help filter out some of those OG questions and that sort of thing. And then we'll have hand curated people from the OG community that will be able to interact with new holders and offer support in addition to the support from the mods. So look for that. We should probably have an update on that next week. Arco's working hard on getting that done. In terms of, we had a question about the bounty program. So bounty program is being developed. For those of you that are not aware of the bounty program, what we basically did was we're carving out, because the team is so small, we're carving out a couple of tasks and kind of departments, I guess you could say, on to help with research and both marketing as well as project onboarding. Those are two different committees that we want to put together. Right now we have a marketing committee in place, and I'm working with them in order to develop a lot of research for marketing, not specifically in terms of just ideas, because we're more than welcome to take ideas in terms of marketing. But we're very interested in doing research on, let's say, we want to start advertising with influencers. Hey, can you vet them? Can you get all the information? Can you get the cost? That sort of thing. So it expedites, the marketing component. The other thing that we're going to be doing is project onboarding. I'm going to be going heavy on project onboarding after list. So that means two parts or two buckets. One is going to be developers. We have to develop a grant program for new devs that want to develop their new project on Vitruveo. And then we have a project onboarding phase where we're going to be transferring over, bringing projects over to the Vitruveo system that already have established communities, already have an established product and value proposition. So we're going to bring them in, and the bounty program, we're going to have a separate group that's just going to be handling both devs and newer projects, and then setting up meetings, and then Nick and I can kind of go through it. So it's kind of like a vetting process. And then there will be certain incentives that will be allocated for both the marketing and the project onboarding committees, and then that way we can help out with that. So hopefully that explains that. In terms of marketing plan, this is kind of the big question. All of that is going to be revealed next week. Next week is going to be probably one of the biggest spotlights that we're going to be releasing. It's going to detail everything in terms of our pre-list strategy, It's not going to be fluff. It's going to be hard dates. It's going to be what are we doing as a community to go to market. It's going to lay out the entire marketing plan that we've put together with hard data. So all of that's going to be released next week. We will give a firm date on the sex list marketing or the sex list where we are going to be listing. So everything is going to be released next Friday. So thank you for that. We wanted to kind of get a few things out today, but because Nick is in travel, we weren't able to get all of those things prepared for today. But definitely next week we will do a flashlight, which is a mini AMA, where we're going to launch the verse and a couple of other features. So we're going to cover that. Nick didn't touch on this, but I will speak to this, that Verse, guys, is going to be a separate vertical. It's not going to be under the Xibit brand. It's going to be completely independent, its own vertical. It's going to be branded, its own, website, its own kind of ecosystem and all of that. And it's not going to be called Verse. Verse is very similar to Vibe. It's just the engine that kind of controls the mechanism. It will be branded. We'll release the name. We'll release the whole big idea. And then I've asked Nick to put together, a calculator for Verse so that we can understand the tokenomics. We can understand the profit, potential profit that we can get from Verse. So all of that is going to be released next week. Now, is there anything else, guys? Yeah, if you guys have project proposals, if you want to build a token, I would hold off on, building a token through Launch Monster. You don't need to reach out to us, but if you do have a project that you want to go to market with on Vitruveo to capitalize on the pre-list strategy and kind of get in our coattails, so to speak, in terms of our marketing spend, feel free. We will definitely plug your project so long as it's got a really good value proposition and it's brandable and a lot of that work is done. We are going to be working with Liftoff Monster in terms of producing a turnkey token launch guide, so to speak. We'll have more to come on that. Launching a crypto project is no game. There is, you have a fiduciary responsibility for your community to make sure it's launched properly. So we're working with YAMAP on putting out some sort of guide out there that talks about best practices and talks about all the different steps that you need in order to launch a token. There's a lot that goes into it. And as simple as setting up a Discord, setting up a website, logo generation, all of those different things. So we're working on a guide for that. So that's going to be something. Nope. No hints, Gus. We're not going to go into that. Somebody had a question about RS. You had a question about Vibes. So Vibe, the 1 million is allocated. Anybody that does buy into Veo, there is a pool, as Nick mentioned before, where there were Vibes out of the million that were allocated for the Veo bundles. So if you see any transactions, that's what's going on there. And that is correct. If you're interested in a rev share and you don't want to purchase a VO bundle, then yes, Verse will be your next opportunity to have some sort of rev share component for our vertical, which is great. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that covers it, guys. There's going to be more questions for Liftoff Monster, and I think that he can address that on his AMA. And I'm sure the Discord and that sort of thing, everything is being set up. So any questions, you can divert those to YAMAP. But yeah, guys, that's it. I just wanted to touch on and answer a few questions. You will start to see a lot of changes that are going to be taking place. Within as we're in the final stretch of pre-list, there's a lot to do. You're going to see a lot of traction on Discord. There's a lot going on. So thank you for your patience in terms of some of these other things. Somebody actually, that reminds me of one of the questions that was asked before. People wanted to know more of like roadmaps and what's the team working on, that sort of thing. For the longest time, guys, I've been working on putting together a spreadsheet that is an active spreadsheet that shows everything that the core team is working on and Brazil. And you can kind of see kind of a Gantt chart on what our due dates are for certain things. That goes from everything from, let's say, the running shoes campaign to, perks and Poet and all of these, different things. The problem is that part of them are public releases and part of them are kind of not public. So I just have to sort that out. But that is my goal in order to, arm you guys with more information. We are committed to being transparent and building in the open with what we're doing and what we're actively working on. And I know sometimes it can be frustrating as a community not to know, or thinking that things are maybe neglected or ignored. Nothing is ignored, nothing is neglected. All prior commitments are going to be met. It's just a matter of where in the roadmap we're going to release those features. Yesterday, I worked on a 12-month plan to, once liquidity comes in, once the protocol is listed, how are we going to develop the team? What developers are we going to, in-house developers are we going to add, legal, human resources? I mean, all these things we've been, I worked on yesterday to kind of build out on the new hires that we're going to be bringing in as we scale. So the more support that we have as a core team, the faster we can get these things out. But we're trying to be very mindful of our burn rate, our monthly burn rate that we have right now. And we've been very diligent on that. You saw another post that I did last week, or maybe, I guess it was earlier on in the week, where I talked about things like multi-sigs and succession plans for Nick. All of these things I'm working on. So if if Nick were in a car accident or something like that, what would happen to the protocol? All of these things are urgent for me to get those resolved. Also, pre-list, we want to have the multi-sigs in place to, I guess, better enhance our fiduciary responsibility to the community to make sure that everything is on the up and up. So we'll definitely be addressing all of that. But yeah, guys, thanks so much. Great job again on the staking. The total value locked has skyrocketed. That looks very, very good for prospective investors when they ask what our TVL is. We can say a certain percentage, a definitive percentage of the circulating supply that this is locked up and this is treasury controlled and all of that. Those numbers are very critical, obviously, to our central exchange listing strategy. We'll have to report all those numbers. So all of that will be transparent and known. Not only that, but it'll be live in scope so that we can all monitor the numbers daily, as some of them will fluctuate daily. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, or if any of your questions weren't answered, feel free to reach out to the mods or me personally in Discord. I'll be there pretty much most of the day, as I normally am. And thanks again, guys. We got a lot going on. I'm really excited for next week. So stay tuned and we'll see you in Discord. Take care.